this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the danger of faking it till you make it. I'm going to show you a more powerful way to go about it so that things happen easier than ever. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the danger of faking it till you make it. Understanding this concept that with the law of attraction, many people hear. And it's kind of like been thrown around a lot. It is something maybe you've even heard me say in a certain way, but there's a context underneath it that must be understood. Otherwise, we go about it in a very resistant type way. So first off, where does this notion come from? It comes from a understanding of what is called acting as if. So we have something we want to experience in our life. We don't currently have it. So what we do is we act as if we already do have it, which then syncs us up to that vibrational reality where that is the case. So for example, you could say, well, I am currently not at the right body weight that I want to be at, so I'm going to act as if I am, and I'd imagine the best version of myself eats healthy, goes to the gym, does certain things, so you go do those things. Or it could be that you want to be financially successful, so you act as if you are financially successful. What you might do is you might study the markets, you might invest your money, you might do different things that align you to the reality where you are the version of you that is abundant and living with that financial success. Now, just this alone, there isn't anything wrong with it. And with everything also, understand that everything in life is a half-truth, which means it works from a certain perspective. However, there's this resistance that comes under it when people say you must fake it till you make it. Now let's look at that term and let's look at why that may be something that causes a bunch of resistance. Faking it until you make it at the same time is implying that you are already not good enough. You aren't good enough, therefore, if you can be and do something else, then you will be more worthy. You will be even better. So faking it until you make it is causing resistance because then we assume that where we are isn't already good, whole, and complete. So the alternative to this would be being real and authentic, understanding that maybe the facade that we have been, the person we have been, hasn't been as authentic as we could be. So it's redefining the way that we see that of being fake or authentic. Now it doesn't mean that where we currently are is wrong, doesn't mean we need to feel resistance. It means we accept what we currently and how we currently are. We accept it. However, we are also aware of the different layers of social conditioning, caring what people think, because that's not really who we are. If we're doing something to make someone else happy, that's not even really who we are anyways. That is us playing according to everyone else's rules, everyone else's expectations. Now, there was a book that was written by Dr. Joe Dispenza, which is called How to Break the Habit of Being Yourself. And when I first saw this book title, I was at the sauna at the gym, someone had it, and I remember thinking, that doesn't sound like something I'd want to read. Why would you want to break the habit of being yourself? However, what he shows in the book is that who we think we are is a combination of how we think, act, and feel. This is our vibration. Now what happens is we put on this facade, we have these layers of inauthenticity that we are remaining consistent to because the subconscious mind will always do what it can to be consistent to the way that it sees itself. And because of that, if we remain in the bubble of the way we see ourselves, we'll always experience that over and over and over again. But you see, you are an infinite being. Even though you think you might say to yourself, oh, I can make that of $100,000 per year, you're capable of way more than that. It's about awareness. The more aware you are, the more you see that there's more potential for you. There's more things that you can accomplish. But if you don't have the awareness of how to make more than $100,000 per year, you won't experience a reality that is equal to that notion and that perspective. But say you start getting within the vibrational vicinity of other people that are making more than that per year. Say you start reading books that will give you processes for you to make more than that per year. Say you start listening to podcasts, so you have something you're seeing, something you're hearing, something you're experiencing of the potential of you being able to do that. That will then start to break apart the current belief system of your identity. Then you'll see what is actually possible for you. So, for this process, it goes beyond that of faking it till you make it, because you realize that who you think you are isn't the full potential of who you are, because you are an infinite being. However, the key to this is understanding the acceptance of where you currently are. Accept it. Say yes to the present moment, because if you're faking it till you make it, you aren't saying yes to right now. You're saying, let me do something else. Now, of course, at a certain level, certain things that have been comfortable, the idea is that we say, well, that's not comfortable. It doesn't mean that's not who you are. It just means that's not under the prior reference experiences that you've had. So, for example, if we always stay within a certain bubble of that self-identity, and we don't branch out, I always use the analogy as a gym because it's the easiest to really understand. And when you think of it, like say, well, what's comfortable for me is eating the kind of food that I eat. It's not going to the gym. It's sitting at home and staying in my house. These are all really comfortable to me. Well, it's not necessarily faking it till you make it, but it's realizing that the reason you might be afraid to go to the gym is because you're inauthentically thinking and caring what other people think of you. I have a buddy that's overweight, and he doesn't want to go to the gym because he's afraid of what he'll be, that guy on the treadmill or on the elliptical. But in actuality, that's not really even him. That's him caring about everything else. That's these layers of social conditioning. The key to this is being aware of who you really are, and by being aware of who you really are, you can then see that you can let go of just what doesn't serve. Now, something else I want to talk about in this video that I've been thinking about lately is understanding that if there's something you want to experience in your life and you're having a rough time knowing that you can do it, simply find other people that have done it and read their stories. Read their biographies, read their autobiographies, or watch their YouTube videos. Because when you see someone that has accomplished something that you priorly thought you couldn't do, it breaks apart the beliefs in your mind and it shows you what is possible. That Dr. Joe Dispenza guy has a whole book called Becoming Supernatural, and a lot of it is just stories of people that have had these impossible things for it to happen. Like, for example, they'd be told you're going to die, terminal whatever cancer, there's no way that you're going to live. From doctors, that's what they told this person. And yet, they chose not to believe it, and they went beyond the ordinary, beyond the natural, supernatural. And what they did is they primed in and wired in that they could do it, and somehow they were able to do it. They were able to do things that were probably impossible. Now, when you may have some type of health issue or something, and you see someone else that's done it, just simply seeing them that's done it will start to break apart your own belief system, because then you see, oh, if they can do it, then maybe I can too. So part of faking it till you make it is understanding that a lot of who we think we are is just habitualized thought patterns over and over again. And the key is then looking to our beliefs about what we believe about ourselves. And a lot of times we'll have beliefs that just don't serve us. We'll have beliefs that say that it's very important what people think of me. Well, I'm not going to go to the gym because they're going to be staring at me. Well, that's not even really you. That's the belief system of maybe something that you've even acquired from that of someone else in your life. Maybe your parents felt the same way. They were afraid to go to the gym. And now you think, oh, well, I'm afraid to go to the gym. But it was just an unconscious pattern that you picked up along the way. But by you becoming aware of it, you then start to take your power back. And the key to this is understanding your beliefs create your reality. You will always experience a reality that is equal to how you think, act, and feel. And your beliefs are what perpetuates a mere reflection in your life. If you believe that you're worthy, you will have more and more people show you and reflect that you are worthy back to you. If you believe that you are able to make a lot of money and money comes easily, then that belief will be mirrored back to you. If you believe that you're lucky, then you will experience a reality that is equal to that level of luck. So what are your beliefs? And I'm not telling you also, just so you know, I'm not telling you to pile on new beliefs. What I'm saying is just let go of what doesn't serve, because when you let go of beliefs that don't serve you, you naturally start to be in this high vibrational state. Now, how do you go about this process without being fake? The key is in the most cliche thing you've probably heard me talk about. I talk about this a lot. It is following your passion. It's following your passion, because the passionate feeling inside of you is who you are. It is your body telling you, do this thing. Do you feel how good this feels? This is you. And when you follow that passion, you aren't being fake, you are being who you really are. Because that passionate feeling inside of you is who you are. So there is no faking it till you make it. The only time we're faking it till we make it is when we believe that we have to be something that we're not and be something that is someone else's goal. We might say, I want to make $1 million. But why do you want that $1 million? Not that the $1 million is bad, and I'm not even saying not to do it. Be aware of why you want it, and you may see that getting the $1 million isn't even what you're really passionate about. But if you have, first off, your goal on what you're passionate about, then the $1 million can come. You see, people go about things backwards, so they're trying to fake it till they make it. Well, they're trying to go straight to the thing that they think they want, when if you were to go for your passion, you would enjoy the whole entire journey along the way. So me, I may have goals like that, but it's primarily focused on that of my passion, which means I enjoy the process, which means I'm in a high vibrational state, which means I'm not faking it. Because I don't have to fake it, because I'm doing these videos every single day, and I love making these videos, and they are who I am. So because of that, it's just a natural byproduct of that. So focus on you being the best version of you and finding out what your passion is, because the feeling of passion is your body saying, yo, this is who you are. This is who you are. And when you start to become who you really are, you'll then start to see that you can let go of all of the things that are no longer you. The little social conditioning, we're like, well, what do people think of me? How am I coming off to people? The thing is that isn't even you anyways. You are so much more than you can even imagine. Now, what's an easy way to do this? Well, first off, you got to find your passion. Set the intention to find your passion. If you don't know your passion right now, it's okay. But set the intention for you to find your passion. And then you'll start to see things in your life begin to happen. You may be somewhere at the coffee shop or the tea shop or wherever you go, and someone may say, hey, or you may overhear a conversation of someone talking about something, and you're like, oh, sounds interesting. Then you follow your passion. You know that it may lead to something else, so then you go read a book about it. And you're like, oh, well, there's this idea in a book. I'm going to go check that out. You go to a museum or something. You learn as you go. Set the intention, because the intention will show you what that is. Now, the other thing of this, imagine the best case scenario version of you doing what you love for a living. Imagine you in the kind of lifestyle you'd love to live. Imagine how other people respond to you. Imagine that version of you. Now, first off, that version of you already exists, because there's an infinite number of parallel realities that exist. I mean, this is like maybe a whole other video in itself. But the version of you already exists. So when you think, oh, I got to create my own reality, I got to create this version of me, fake it till I make it, it already exists. It's just about you embodying the frequency of that version of you. Pay attention, using your imagination, to that version of you. Now, how does that version of you think, act, and feel? Because these three things make up the vibration. How does that version of you think, act, and feel? What are the consistent thoughts that version of you has? What kind of people are you talking to? What kind of emotions do you have consistently? How do you feel? What kind of things make you feel a certain way? When do you feel positive emotion? How are you acting as that version of you? What actions are you taking? What daily habits do you have? These three things make up that version of you. Now, as long as that version of you is connected to your passion, you can see that then what you can do is you can start to embody the passion in your life now. That version of you is the more authentic version of you. But remember, you don't have to beat yourself up because you're like, I'm here and that's the authentic version of me. All you have to do is choose to start to follow your passion more and accept with where you are. We are always doing the best we can with where we are, whether we're aware of it or not, because we've rationalized where we are. So in order for you to become this authentic version of you, you have to first off say yes to where you are, because otherwise you can't change it. Because if you feel resistance for where you are, you hold yourself where you are. Say, I'm not where I want, here I am, I want to be over there, but I'm not over there yet. And you just sit there and beat yourself up about it. Instead, accept the fact, oh, I'm over here, and I'm going to walk over there. And then you just walk over there. And now I'm going to do the rest of the video from over here, and I'm not going to be in the frame. So, I'm just kidding. Anyways, the idea is that you don't resist where you currently are. You allow yourself to be where you currently are, I'm going to step up just a little bit. And what you then do is you focus on how you think, act, and feel, and you just focus on combining these three things with your passion. That's what you do. Follow your passion. However, say yes to the present moment, and say yes to the dress. Say yes to everything. Say yes to who you are. Understand that who you are is more than you can even imagine. So when we sit within ourselves and we think that we're only capable of doing X, Y, or Z, that is of the old self-image, the old identity based on prior reference experiences. The key is to say yes to that because you don't want to resist it, but then to choose a new way of looking at it and to choose a higher level of awareness. Because when you see your life in this grander perspective, you can then see how it led you to where you need to be. So where you are is totally cool, but then you can choose something new. So say yes to the present moment and say yes to who you are. So with that being said, something else that I have for you is the most powerful meditation that I have made for that of completing the past. This is where you become aware of the old patterns of the past, which is that social conditioning that I'm talking about. What you do is you listen to this meditation for 21 days. You can see and look at the comments on this YouTube video to see what is possible for you. There's a ton of people that have had amazing experiences with it, because what you do is you bring up uncompleted experiences of the past, you feel them, and then you let them go. It's all you do. So when you do that, and then what happens in the meditation is you get washed over with unconditional love and bliss. It's a very powerful meditation for that. And what it does is it allows you to let go of these patterns so that you let go of these levels of authenticity, so you start to become more who you really are. So like I said, listen to that meditation for 21 days. If you want to know more, just look at the comments in there. You'll see what's possible for you. Also, I'll be doing more live Q&As on Instagram. I've been doing a lot of Q&As on Instagram. I've been bringing subscribers on. We've been having these conversations. It's been really cool. If you want to follow me on Instagram and aren't already, I also post twice a day there. You'll see it right here. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram as well. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little notification here next to the subscribe button so that you can see the daily vids that I do. And other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.